Hello children, welcome back to Uma Talks, and here I am with standard 12th biology. Today we are going to do populations. Okay children, so population, actually what does it mean? Okay, you all must know, or you must be knowing, okay, that a particular species in group, when they stay, that is population. So normally the attribution, you can say, that goes to sexual reproduction, okay, and you know very well that whether it is human beings or any individual, any species, not a single species can live by itself all alone. Okay, we always love to be in company, in a group. Okay, even when you talk about algae, when you talk about the bacteria, okay, not you never find a single bacteria or a culture plate, in a culture plate when we grow artificially, a single bacteria growing over there. You find a group, okay, completely a group of bacteria over there, the complete colony, you can say. Okay, the same goes for human beings. We never find a single individual at one particular place. We always love to be in groups, and that is what is called population. Now population, when we talk about human population, we talk about the animals, the dog population, the elephant population, the eucalyptus tree population. Okay, we talk about the trees, we talk about the animals. But a particular species in group, we talk about that population. Okay, so there are quite many factors which contributes to this population. Okay, and you know that whenever food is abundant, space is abundant, okay, the factors which are favorable in the environment, that is abundant for a particular species, it grows abundantly. Okay, and again, when there is limited space, limited food supplies, okay, and when there is competition, that restricts the growth of a particular population of a particular species. Okay, so this is the primary knowledge. Now when I come to population, let me talk about the population attributes. So what is it, the first 2 points which actually contributes to a population, whether increase in population, decrease in population. So the first point is this birth rate and death rate. Okay, birth rate. Now birth rate, children, that definitely if the birth rate increases, that will enhance the population of a particular species. And if death rate is more, okay, that will decrease the population of a particular place. Now how do you calculate this birth rate and death rate? Okay, in your text, let me tell you that example also, or let me talk about any animal. Okay, suppose in a particular area, okay, the dog population in that particular area, in that particular year, suppose in 1919, okay, the dogs in my area, okay, there were about 12. Okay, so finally this is that particular year, and over here at the end of this year, okay, I see that 6 more are added to it. So the increase in population or the birth rate, when I say, okay, it has to be 6 by 12. Got it? So that will be the increase. Half means 0.5 is the increase in population per year of the dogs in this particular area. When I talk about a lotus, the lotus in a particular pond, okay, that attributes to the number of the increase of the particular organism to the divided by the original number. So that is the birth rate. The same goes for death rate. That in one particular year, suppose the earlier population was this much, and in one particular year, total 4 dogs died. So the death rate can be 4 divided by 12. Okay, so 1/3 is the death rate. So that goes the death rate and the birth rate. So they contribute to the increase in population or decrease in population. So next is again the sex ratio. Okay, if the sex ratio, like in us, the females over here, as the sex ratio, okay, it was once upon a time that the females were more, but due to female, you can say infanticide, okay, the girl child being killed before birth, okay, the number of girls are decreasing and the number of boys are increasing. In your textbook, it is during that time when it is printed. Okay, so due to that, definitely that also affects the population, isn't it? If no marriages, no children, no marriages, no reproduction, no children. Okay, and children, giving birth to children, they will add to the increase in population. So the sex ratio also matters, and that is why both the boy child as well as the girl child, both are important, okay, in our population. Both have equal importance. So that is what the sex ratio. Then the other thing which we come to, okay, the age pyramids. Yes, what is the next thing which adds to the population? How do we know that the population of this particular species is going to increase in the coming years? How do we know that? Okay, when we divide a particular species or when we divide the tenure, it is the reproductive stage, the pre-reproductive stage and the post-reproductive stage. Okay, children, what? The pre-reproductive stage, see, when let me talk about a girl. When a girl is born, okay, the primary age is when she grows up till menstrual cycle, okay, the puberty age, that is pre-reproductive age, okay, the children. Then when you attain that reproductive stage, when you attain into puberty, that is reproductive stage. And after that, when menopause, okay, that is post-reproductive stage. So pre-reproductive stage, reproductive and post-reproductive. Hope you understood. Now, if in a particular population of a particular species, the pre-reproductive age people are more, okay, pre-reproductive age people are more and reproductive age people are more as compared to post-reproductive, then what will happen? The population is going to increase, going to expand in the coming year. Means in future, the population of that particular species is going to increase. Okay, but if the pre-reproductive and reproductive, that is more about normal, okay, and the post-reproductive people are more, okay, then definitely the population in coming years is going to decrease because they are not many as compared to post-reproductive. तो सारे reproductive वाले भी post-reproductive में जाएंगे, post-reproductive पहले से ही post-reproductive है, और जो कम जो थोड़े बहुत reproductive pre-reproductive stages में है वो reproductive में जाएंगे, तो उतना इंक्रीज इन पॉपुलेशन नहीं होगा, तो चांसेस है कि आने वाले टाइम पे पॉपुलेशन डिक्रीज होगा. तो ये जो डाटा है कि कितने लोग हैं आपके कंट्री में जो पोस्ट रिप्रोडक्टिव एजेस में है, जो प्री रिप्रोडक्टिव स्टेजेस में है और जो प्री रिप्रोडक्टिव स्टेजेस में है, वो डिसाइड करता है कि आने वाले टाइम में योर पॉपुलेशन ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर प्लेस, okay, is going to increase or it is going to decrease. So this is also again a very important factor. It is given in the form of age pyramids in your books. Hope you'll understand with that. I'm not making you, I made you understand this over there. In understanding, if you have any problem, do write it in the comment box. Again, I will clear it to you. Then the other factors are, okay, some population growth factors, that is natality rate, mortality, immigration and immigration. Now what happens, children? What is natality rate? Okay, the birth rate. This is the birth rate. Got it? And what is mortality rate? This is death. Immigration, when you move to a certain particular place. Okay, when you move to a certain particular place, and immigrants, when people from out come to your place. Okay, immigrants. So when the birth rate and when the people from other places, they come to visit to your place. Okay, if both increase at a particular time, then also there has to be increase in the population. तो ये दोनों, अगर बर्थ रेट बहुत ज्यादा है, बर्थ रेट ज्यादा कैसे होगा बेटा? अगर आप इसको देखोगे, प्री रिप्रोडक्टिव और रिप्रोडक्टिव स्टेजेस ज्यादा है तो डेफिनेटली बर्थ रेट वहां का ज्यादा होगा. तो बर्थ रेट अगर ज्यादा है और लोग बाहर से आने वाले ज्यादा हो जाएंगे, ओके, आपके प्लेस पे, तो तब भी पॉपुलेशन उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया का इंक्रीज होने के चांसेस हैं. और अगर डेथ रेट ज्यादा है और यहाँ के लोग ट्रांसफर हो रहे हैं, ओके, कहीं और चले जा रहे हैं, तो तब डिक्रीज पॉपुलेशन होने के चांसेस ज्यादा है. तो हमने बहुत सारी बातें की. पहले तो हमने बर्थ रेट और डेथ रेट का बात किया, फिर सेक्स रेशियो, देन वी टॉक्ड अबाउट द 3 स्टेजेस व्हिच कंट्रीब्यूट्स टू इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज इन पॉपुलेशन, that is reproductive, pre-reproductive and post-reproductive. Okay, and when the population is going to expand, when it is going to decrease and when it is going to be stable. Stable जब reproductive और pre-reproductive बराबर रहेगा और post-reproductive भी बहुत ज्यादा या बहुत कम नहीं रहेगा, वो भी बराबर रहेगा. When all will be equal, the population is going to be stable in the coming times. Okay, और उसके बाद फिर आपका birth rate, death rate, immigration and immigration, immigration, इमाइग्रेशन. ओके, ये सारा भी इंक्लूड करेगा. So this also will help in increasing the population and decreasing the population. Let me check your textbook if I am following everything. Yes, the age pyramid, population density. Yes, there is another term, population density. Now children, what it says, population density, how can you measure? By counting the number of organisms, by counting the number of trees. Suppose if I talk about a mango tree and if I talk about some grasses, okay, how will I say that the depth, when I count the population density, mango tree will be 1 and that will be a huge one, okay, and quite many, it will support the lives of quite many other organisms also, okay, but the grasses or the smaller plants growing below it, there will be many, okay, so then we cannot count in that way. So the area which it covers, okay, the area which it occupies, the dense it provides, the canopy it provides, if depending on that, if we try to measure the population density, that is what is said over here, okay. So it says that Chlamydomonas in a pond, they can be many, okay, and population density is designated, that is written by N, that is designated as N, okay, and that is what, okay, a huge banyan tree they have told about, okay, it's very low, just 1, but the population size, you can say, that can be measured by the area which it covers, okay, and that is how the if you go to any of the forests and you see how many tigers are there, people don't go counting the tigers, or the forest officials, they don't declare that these many tigers were there and I have seen it. Through the pug marks, through the fecal marks, okay, through that they conclude that these many tigers are present in this particular forest. So that is what population growth we have done, okay. So again it says that immigration and natality, that increases in the population, okay, makes it more denser. Mortality, the death rate, and the people moving from that particular, this particular table is there in your book. With that you can see this arrows, this adds to the population, and this mortality and immigration, this decreases the population. So hope this you'll understand. This is the formula, okay, in time t, okay, NT, that is B plus IB is mortality, natality rate, and I is immigration, okay, and the minus D is again mortality, that is death rate, and immigration, that is transfer from a particular place. If you do minus, you will get actually the increase, the denseness of that particular population. Then we come to the growth models. Yes, exponential growth, it says that when food is lots, okay, when you have unlimited food and unlimited space, okay, the particular species grows to its fullest, okay, whatever reproduction ability and capacity it has, it will exercise everything. So there वहाँ पे selection of the fittest नहीं होगा, and you can see there is a graph over there, okay, in your textbook. Again, open your books to page 230 and see 13.5. You see a graph, okay, this red one. There you see that it shows that is what is exponential growth, okay, exponential growth, where the growth will take place unlimited, okay, it is just straight growth, it rises very steeply. But the other one, logistic growth curve, is that, okay, where it starts with a lag phase and then the it becomes constant, like S form of, or you can say J curve, okay, that is also there. The one which is B, which is mentioned B is logistic curve. So logistic growth, where it becomes limited resources, okay, lag phase, first lag phase, then acceleration, and then finally it comes to the constant capacity, okay. For a particular place, the number of species which it can hold, okay, a particular space, a particular area which can hold a particular number of species, that is called the carrying capacity of that particular area. It reaches to the carrying capacity, मतलब maximum capacity अगर reach किया, तो that is carrying capacity. And the other one is Verron's Pearl logistic growth curve is there, that is dN by dt, okay, population density at time t, intrinsic rate of natural increase, carrying capacity. There if you have any problems, children, do ask me. Yes, over here it is said that the population increases at such a fast rate. The example of that king playing the chess, okay, who had confidence of winning, and the minister, I'll end up with that, okay, he feels that he's going to win all the games, and finally the minister says that if I win, please give me 1 grain. Okay, in the chessboard there are numbers, so once when I win, put 1 grain over there, and the second one again if I win, just go on doubling the number of grains. Second में 2 दीजिएगा, third में 4 दीजिएगा, फिर 8 दीजिएगा, फिर 16 दीजिएगा, 32, 64. So go on increasing, and that happened to such an extent, children, that to 64 तक पहुंचते पहुंचते that king का पूरा kingdom का पूरे grains खत्म हो गए. So that is what it says, okay, that the multiplication rate, if it goes on increasing, okay, unlimited, that is what is going to happen. All the food will go, you can say, can be, it becomes useless. हम जितना भी development कर ले अपने food production में, okay, if the population control is not done. So then this was what we studied today about population. So any doubts? There are some formulas, children. If you have any doubts, do ask me. But if you refer to the book, definitely you'll understand, but know the formulas. Okay, so hope you would have understood whatever I tried to, and thank you for watching. Thank you so much.